pick of Phantom Assassin is going to be able to bring down Aster and allow TSM to be able to get the 2-0. Fogged.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It's been a little while since we casted together.
Yeah. I quite like it. I don't know. It looks
like casting with me. Is that what you're saying?
Casting with you as well, too.
Course,
That's also always amazing. I do miss you quite a lot. As Owen, of course, you could hear it toward the end there. A little bit of voice issue is, do they get a catch here on XXS?
40% damage reduction, but it is not enough. Too much in the tank for TSM. They get the first blood for Whitemon. Probably not the person they wanted to get the first blood, but hey, get it nonetheless.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, great start. Taking out the Pango. It's a risky pick sometimes to do in the offlane too. Can absolutely suffer versus high damage and versus, I mean, quite a bit of these heroes. Yeah, I like obviously casting with you, but also the last pick, PA. I actually think it looks pretty sweet. A hero that I also agree I think is a bit underrated. And I think TSM, they're looking to play some like farmy type of game. Aster, they definitely got to kick tempo up this game. And they don't have the best ways of catching this Ember, this PA. It could be perhaps a bit difficult.
Yeah, and I think we heard Effie talk about on the panel how it was pretty important for TSM not to lose their lanes pretty hard. Otherwise, you know, you start falling behind with PA, can't do enough damage. And I feel like looking at their lanes, I'm pretty okay with what they've got, right? Death Prophet, Primal Beast is a really tough lane to be able to beat. A lot of kill power there. Disruptor. The other D hero in this game, I mean, that hero seems to just win lanes nonstop. I don't know if it's going to beat an Enchantress lane, but, you know, I'm sure it'll have at least enough impact that PA will get some farm.
No, definitely. I mean, Disruptor's been the king of these supports. Just he feels like he does the most damage now as a 5 position, which I don't think anybody would have expected. The glimpse change is actually just absurd. Yeah,
with the one ability that never did damage for the longest time, and all of a sudden you give it some damage and he's crazy good.
Yep. Aster,
reduced blur, vanish, dispel radius from 600 to 400. No wonder. I was like, what? How are these blurs just lasting forever? I didn't realize they changed that.
It's so crazy. Like you're literally like standing next to him and she doesn't reveal. It's always really cool. So Aster, for them, I mean, they also do, except for the top lane, I would say, like maybe they can, of course, with the Enchantress things, they also have strong lanes, and they need to have these strong lanes to set tempo. Because yeah, TSM, it's a greedy draft. And if they're able to get away with that greed, this PA, if he's able to get shard and everything like that, it looks good. Yeah, I mean, PA, like they're saying, underrated. Risky, but underrated.
I just realized this is the Death Prophet lane against double ranged. So that's definitely not as good as I initially thought.
No, definitely not. That was like, yeah, I mean, they went for this as the answer, right, to deal with it. That's why I guess they wanted to move these heroes around all over the place, just wanting Monet to play it. Yeah, interesting to see that TSM also, right, they switched up the draft a bit too with going for this with offlane DP instead of having that Primal Beast matchup that we see so much versus NP.
Right. Ari, a lot of stacks here, trying to juke it out, but the 4th one lands, the 5th one hits him as well, and that is the kill. Well played by Pichu.
I don't think I've seen a 5 Shadow Demon in ages. I feel like it's always played as 4 lately. But yeah, it did work. That was nicely done.
I mean, nowadays there's such a blurry line between the 4 and 5 position that I guess I don't really see a reason why not to put him as a 5, as Whitemon does get caught by the last bit of impetus damage there.
Yeah, no, definitely agreed. I mean, if you see a game where it's like, wow, the break is so godly, right? If you go for this Aghanims and stuff like that, then you want it to maybe get a bit more, but
yeah.
I mean, the break is pretty good this game versus the PA, but Boca, he wants to play the Enchantress. He's the greediest man alive.
Yeah, he is.
Literally turns into a core every game.
Well, some of the picks for him have been, I feel like, a little weird sometimes.
Yeah. I miss. I mean, I got to cover him so much during DPC. I missed when he was playing like his Coddle and stuff like that. He was literally became a 4th core or even a 3rd core. He took over XXS half the time. But Enchantress definitely one of those that can do similar things of popping off. They're pressuring Whitemon, but I mean, Tomato's free farming up top.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well, and he always has that potential kill power too, with Whitemon doing so much damage. What do you think about the swap here between the Dragonite and the Pango? Like, instead of having a Pango mid or a Dragonite off lane, because like Pango is not the best aura buyer for you, and I still think auras are pretty damn good.
maybe just wanting XW1 a very stable hero since he has, you know, he has been struggling a bit. Maybe just wanting him to play this one that's a little more straightforward and stuff like that. XXS tends to be more of that like crazy playmaker, so kind of okay with it in that. And the priority of the stun is super important in this game from XWI, right? He is literally the only stun until they have Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess it also synergizes well with the NP. It's all about like the timings. So if he gets really good timings on the DK, they can start pressuring, taking the map versus this bit of a greedy draft from TSM.
Yeah, I mean, the very first Dragon form, you couple that with some Treants on the mid tower, I can see this mid tower going down by like 6 minutes.
Absolutely.
Depending on what happens, especially what happens here in this bottom lane, is Monet is going to be saved? No, the disruption may have saved him from Ahri, but Kasane was still able to output the damage required to get a second kill on the board for them.
Big deal. I mean, Kasane's struggling in last hits, but if you're able to get any of these kills, it catches you right back up, especially if you get that last hit yourself. Yeah, beautiful. I like watching Ahri on his specialty heroes. You know, his Primal, his Marcy's and stuff like that. He's still one of the few that's doing it constantly. Very active player.
Yeah, talking to Moonmeander, apparently he's been getting pretty comfortable with making calls for some of his heroes. In fact, he's trying to push that maybe a little bit more than Moon or the rest of the team is interested in. You know, he's saying, you know what, I'm a high MMR player, guys. Just trust in my heroes.
Oh my God, Monet almost drops. That's really cool because I mean for those.
Kasane's dead. Oh yeah.
Oh, yep. All right. Nicely done. I love hearing that about Ahri though. Like hearing about these players who are fresher to the scene, fresher to Dota overall. Like I think he's only been playing Dota for what 4 or 5 years, something like that. Maybe even less.
Like he is new to the professional scene, but he's also new to Dota. He's one of those guys that just skyrocketed into a high MMR position really quickly. It's crazy cool.
Mid rotation, Ahri.
Nice catch here. Glimpse back is going to be able to pull XWY in an awkward position where Bobica looks like nobody else is going to come help, but they don't need the extra help. They just ran out of damage on the side of TSM, but at least they secure the power rune.
Yep. Nice rotations, and it's going to stop maybe that pressure that's coming out from DK. Good dispel from Boboka. Gets rid of the Flame Guard. That was the big damage that was coming onto XWY. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I mean, for a lot of people who don't know a lot about Ahri, right, he came from Heroes of the Storm. He was like the #1 Hero of the Storm player for a long time. And yeah, he's been definitely making a name for himself.
All right, here comes that mid lane push. 6.5 minutes in. Dragon form out. Siege Wagon hitting the tower. And we'll see whether or not Aster wants to pull Monet in to keep this pressure. Seems like not.
I mean, Monet is absolutely now starting to struggle. Kasane actually has a pretty sizable level advantage in a matchup that should have been pretty good for Monet.
Yeah, how did he end up so far behind in experience?
I mean, having to TP out, I guess, and just, yeah. That one death really does make a difference. I mean, Kasane's going to be able to potentially be the one to get the first tower in this game since he's going to have such good levels. So definitely a big deal for TSM.
Which means now Aster are the ones who have to think about, okay, what do we do when Kasane pushes down this tower? What do they do if they dive the tower from Monet and they do get that kill?
Oh boy, this is brutal. Ichu gets another one.
XWI's over there. Well, at least it's not me, guys.
I can't be the scapegoat.
Look at the slow. Unfortunately, that slow, they even it out a little bit more, so it's not as an intense of a slow, and it couldn't break the Spirit Siphon, couldn't get away from those ghosts. Glimpse back, gonna be able to find another one, Bobica. So pretty much this entire Aster trio gets swamped here in the bottom lane, and they're probably still under threat of losing this tower. I don't think really Aster, the other cores, are interested in trying to save this.
No, Monet comes down, and then he's like, wait a minute, I don't want to be here. I'm potentially just going to get killed again if I show. This is, I mean, TSM killing it with the early game. A PA free farming in this type of game.
Very dangerous.
Yep. XWY will be able to get significant tower damage at the least for them.
All right, so next Dragon form, or maybe even the little tail bit of this one, can take the mid tower.
He's gonna try. Ahri's in the area though to try to punish it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any backup. No supports are helping him out here.
And Bryle, with the DD, they may actually have the damage if XWY is not careful.
So he wisely backs off. I mean, these early towers are so important for both sides, right?
Yep.
Like, you take that mid tower, it opens up the triangle a bit more to threaten the PA's farm that she's going to be reliant on. Meanwhile, if, you know, they start taking some Death Prophet towers, then the whole world is open for the PA.
Oh, Monet again.
Yikes.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, TSM winning the early game with a PA.
Oh, dear. Monet is last in net worth of all the cores. By a sizable chunk. He is 700 behind this Ember Spirit.
And his core matchups, like, they're not easy to play. Versus Ember versus PA, they just get on top of you. You need to have the advantage as a Nature's Prophet to be able to really do much. At the least, right, XXS is having a pretty good time. They've got a lot of work cut out for them to bring Monet back in the game, though.
Yeah, they actually are the top 2 net worth cores because they just took their respective towers. So, sizable chunk of team net worth going over to them right now. But
I mean, look at XXS's adaptation, right? He's like, okay, Arcane Boot, Vanguard. My Monet is struggling. I can't go Auras. I actually have to be a damage dealer in this game, or we're just gonna fall off super hard. So I like if he does commit for this diffusal because of how hard Monet's struggling.
And that'll help with the damage problem, because I think they're seriously limited on damage if the Furion is behind like this, right?
Damage and control, which, I mean, versus something like an Ember Spirit and a PA, these heroes that can jump in and out of fights, definitely could be problematic. Bottom.
This is an opportunity that turns around on him. Picho thought it was an opportunity to be able to kill Kasane, especially with the TP in, but it's actually Brown and Whitemon who show up instead, and now that they've completely controlled the area, time to take that tower.
Kasane just I mean, his courier was dead before. He gets literally a full Arcane Boots and mech just delivered. An increase of like 3k net worth almost jumping into him. And they can't even punish him yet at that point. I mean, a solo play attempted there from Pichu. No help being given. Aster, they looked disjointed a bit in the series earlier with the way they ended up playing and everything. And honestly, TSM, they looked very coordinated in the last game they played. Concerns for Aster.
Maybe this is somewhat of the result of the Diffuser Blade build that he wants to go, but I would assume like Picho and XXS would want to be playing together, right? They're like kind of a killer duo.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe some miscommunication or something coming out from them, but Kasane.
He's finally tread just a bit too far. Okay. I was actually thinking, oh, that's a nice glimpse. He'll actually be able to be a part of this kill and stay in his lane, but the disruption actually keeps him here.
XSS is maybe like, wait, now I want to be top.
yeah, I want to go back. Send me back.
Because they definitely, okay, they're going to, I mean, Monet will take it, so that's probably better because he needs anything he can get at this point as the MP.
He's got the recovery Midas in play.
Oh, yeah. The leash is pretty decent this game, so of course, like that's one of the big reasons that most people do go. But I mean, mostly for recovery, it feels like this time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that leash is actually going to be really powerful this game. PA and Ember Spirit. Yep. You can get to that point.
Could be dangerous though, because also you're playing into, going for scaling timing versus a PA. So the later and later it'll get. Definitely concerns is Tomato. Very close to having Battle Fury. And you can't always just cut him sway out at the end of the day.
I'll take that.
Whitemon, very low level this game. He's actually still level 5 on the Disruptor.
Doesn't even have Static Storm yet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Ari did one of those things that you should never do to your poor 5 position. You take the tome and you're like, I'm level 7, you're level 5.
Dire's bottom tower.
He was doing so much roaming earlier. He was probably like, you know what? I deserve this. 3-man smoke up from Aster. They're going to head into the triangle, see if they can find a pick off on the PA. Tomato's not actually there. It seems they were aware that this movement was coming. Whitemon gives up his life. And TSM rotated to defend their area, but don't actually find an opportunity for catch.
Aster starting to get things nicely recovered for themselves. XWY should be able to get some good tower damage here, but TSM might be keen to fight. Disruptor respawning soon. They've got the numbers right now.
Tower getting low. Aster not sure if they want to stick around. They shouldn't be, they definitely need to make a decision one way or the other, otherwise they could get caught by the glimpse back.
I think that's why the Shadow Demon's like playing really far back, right? If he sees the glimpse, then he's just going to try to stop it. So covering their bases nicely. So TSM, they rotate bottom and don't get anything out, and Aster will reset away. Monet's like, oh, thank God this game is going like this a little bit now. I'm catching back up, almost level 9. Maelstrom on its way soon.
It's one of those times where the longer you go without saying somebody's name, the better it is for them.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
He's just having a chill game, hitting neutrals, cleaning up lane creeps, and they push into towers, and getting his recovery on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See if TSM looks to push the issue forward here a little bit. Got ults at the ready. Whitemon has hit level 6.
Gonna run into Bobica. Plumps it back into the Pulverize. There is an opportunity. XXS nice stop with the Static Storm, and this is even better than just an Enchantress kill. They get the kill onto XXS, who thought about bailing out Bobica. 1 kill becomes 2, and hey, straight into the mid tower. This is perfect for TSM.
That was beautiful from Whitemon. Skame got the 6 a little late, but you know what? Making it super effective.
And they got the Greaves out for Kasane. Boy, they're gonna have some serious damage problems.
They really will. I mean, like TSM is really clever about how they choose like this, because even last game, they went for this like 3rd item pipe on the Lycan. That was actually really cool. And then they had this Fade Bolt plus Howl damage reduction to deal with the Morph. Like, they do tend to cover their bases to be able to, I mean, this one's very standard, of course, but he's going to be going for Halberd afterwards, so looking to shut down and make Monet have a more miserable time. Yeah, Tomato.
God, how are they going to kill Bryle? Like, even if they can catch him, are they going to be able to output enough damage to be able to kill him? As you can see right now, he's coming in pretty aggressively to defend his supports and gets a double kill for his efforts. 2 supports and Aster go down. And Aster's not really doing much else in return.
No, they may be, you know, Monet may be recovering on gold and stuff like that, but this is never the game state entirely that Aster wants. Aster wants to be the one dictating pace, taking towers and stuff like that. It's less than 1K, but, you know, their draft, it wants to play with that big advantage versus this type of draft. This PA is just going to get out of control very quick. Tomato at the top. All 3 cores having pretty much perfect games on TSM.
Yeah, the way Aster is playing right now, I would almost want XWY to have gone a 2nd item Midas or something instead,
yeah.
You know, like double Midas it up, if you're going to be playing like this anyway.
Big concerns for them definitely moving forward. Just feels like they're just going to farm and then just get outscaled.
Okay, TP back. XWY is going to join up with his supports here. They're going to... I thought they were going to smoke, but... They try and make a move. Kasane... Okay, failed initiation. That's a dragon form down. I mean, they could scramble to see if they could catch somebody else somewhere else on the map, but this is just another missing time.
I mean, Aster really, I feel like they actually just absolutely have to start forcing some crazy stuff because the game is, I mean, it feels like it's just completely falling apart for them.
Yeah, the more defensive that they play, the less pressure they put on TSM, the more active they can be, right? Like if you're out there like, you know, trying to kill the PA, then you force TP rotations or something. But as it is, Ahri and Bryle are just free to run around going, where's Monet?
Yep. And Tomato's just like, okay, guys, you know, 001, I'll join later. I'll be ready to kill everybody when I get my BKB shard, Deso timing. They don't even need him. Can they get Kasane?
You need it bad. It's going to be hard to get this kill, but they do have the Rolling Thunder to be able to keep him controlled. Ahri's going to come in, but you can see the damage. It is finally going to be enough. They get that kill, and Ahri's committed pretty deeply here. In fact, Picho is going to be just fine. Disruption, finally. All right, so the defensive hold there from Aster, TSM actually stumble into a pretty bad engagement.
Much needed kills. Great Rolling Thunder. Gets it off before that static ends up clipping. But at the same time, still, it's good kills. But you need to start getting ready to find more out of it, because in the position of the map, too, it's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Where do you want to get afterwards with it? The lanes are all just going to get shoved in. I like Bryle going I love his itemization in this game. I mean, pretty standard, but the Butcher Travel in particular, he's just going to match the split push that's coming out from the Nature's Prophet constantly, and it's all space for Tomato.
Well, XWY does almost have his BKB.
Okay.
That has got to be a window. I think it is just gas from there. You got to hit him hard. You got to start, I don't know, get a good enough fight for you to be able to take Roshan for yourselves. Stuff like that.
Definitely not easy with their draft, though, to take that Rosh.
Yeah, seriously. They're going to have to, like, take 3 or 4 heroes off of TSM to make it a possible Rosh opportunity.
TSM is very close to just being able to jump into Rosh themselves, too. Kasane, he's just a sliver away from hitting 12. So level 2 Exorcism, it's usually that big call. Hey, Just walk into Roche, pop it, challenge them to come fight you. So I think Kasani, yeah, I think it look to get that level 12, and then I think TSM can walk in there. But Aster, BKB timing, go, go, go. Try to find this PA.
Yeah, they're unfortunately heading to the wrong side of the map. Tomato pushed out that bottom lane, then TP'd over to mid, farm safe jungle areas.
Good read. Tomato, I mean, now 2 or 3 times, I feel like he's just had a perfect read of where Aster is looking to hit.
Yeah, seriously.
Really nice stuff.
I'm sure some of that is that aggressive vision. Yep. They got a really deep ward there at the bottom tier 2 area.
Smoke that's gonna get nothing. It's still, the DK form is back up. He did pop it with an arcane rune, and he's, I mean, like we said, has BKB, so still, I feel like for them, definitely look for something here. But Kasani, he has hit 12. Let's see if they do just force a Roche in a second here. Maybe trying to get a little more information first.
At the same time, I feel like TSM, like they definitely can and maybe should force that Roshan, but it also offers an opportunity for Aster to come back into the game. Like the current state of things, I think is just bad for them. Oh, there's the cleanse pickup for the Shadow Demon. And that frees up XWY to be able to get the initiation onto Kasane. They have a really good static storm. They went for the glimpse back onto the Nature's Prophet, so he's not going to be here, and the damage is lacking as a result. They cannot finish off Kasane quickly. He's getting a lot done in the meantime, allowing his team to be able to assault the back lines. The supports are in trouble. Both of them are going to die here as Kasane finally gets cleaned up. Ari's going to go for more. XXS controlled, and hey, Tomato's joining in this fight. Gets disarmed, sadly, but not like they really need the extra help, to be honest.
Uh-oh. Well, that's the, that's your BKB reveal of the DK. You get the Death Prophet, but Bryle cleans up. Tomato also shows up for 1 kill too.
Yeah, it was the reveal of Tomato's BKB too, except he just didn't have to use it.
Yeah. And now, actually, this fight gives TSM that Roche probably, right? Probably. Now DK forms down, Rolling Thunder's down. They didn't even use Exorcism. Kasani, he just survived with Siphons and just held on to it. Very good decision-making from him.
I'm incredibly surprised they didn't go into the Roche pit.
Yeah. Me too.
Maybe they're just going to wait for the Death Prophet to be back up. After all, she didn't use Exorcism for that fight, so...
Hey, they're probably feeling, I guess, also just like, we don't have to force things super hard. We can patiently wait for the dream opportunity to walk into it.
It is a chill time out here. Definitely. BKB soon for Monet, so that same exact scenario can't happen again where he TP's in and gets glimpsed back in the fight.
TSM just really want to fight. Okay. Boboka?
Gets Boboka. Tried to save him, but that was way too much damage. Disruption or cleanse really didn't matter.
XWY?
He's going to be forced to use the BKB.
Now you Roche. Okay.
Yeah.
So force the issue there. They try to get some pickoffs.
And Aster, you're stuck in a scenario like, okay, do we give them Roshan or do we take what is honestly looking like an impossible fight?
All right, this will be a very challenging one to take without a BKB on the DK. See what they're able to do.
They're going to try for it. Smoke is going to be revealed. TP coming in on the other side. Monet's going to go for the fast kill onto the Disruptor. Does manage to get it, but he is just being absolutely annihilated by Tomato. Way too much damage, way too quickly. Ari's disrupting the back line while they're chasing after XXS at the same time. Tomato should be able to get that one. XWY does fall. Boboka right next to him. And there you have it. TSM, this is what we were kind of talking about of that Roshan fight. I mean, I can't blame Aster. It's pretty much like lose now or lose later.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they do now at this point. Tomato, he has Shard. I mean, Monet, a super aggressive TP forward in the face of them. Ari even looking for a potential like solo kill attempt here.
Swashbuckle over the side. Ari out of mana.
Can they get the glimpse?
Almost in range. Is he going, he's going BKB next item for XXS, jeez.
Desperation mode.
Yeah. But while they're handling all the potential magic damage, the big physical damage hitter is here. Doesn't quite have the Deso yet, but pretty damn close to it.
I mean, him and Bryle just literally doing whatever they want. Kasane, he's like, yeah, I've died 4 times, but I'm soaking everything. He's 6-4 and 10. He's doing his job. Bryle's just running away with the game. He has literally not died, and now he has Lincolns. So how the hell do you only have a DK stun and Rolling Thunder, and now he's super tanky? This is looking incredible. TSM looked so great last game. And again, they're just hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, proving why they deserve to be the team moving on in DreamLeague.
For sure. It looks like smooth sailing for them now. A lead with a PA with this type of itemization. Boca. See you later. Well, Cap, it was nice casting with you.
Yeah, it was great. Just the fact of the Bobica, the deer hero, literally getting run over by Primal Beast. Nature in action.
I love it.
Okay, well, Aster, at this point in time, I think you really are just playing for like some crazy 50, 60-minute game.
Yeah.
Because you're not winning the game in the next 30 minutes, that's for sure.
XWY.
that other remnant was so far away. It actually took Bryle out of the combat there for a little bit.
I mean, yeah, if he didn't have... He maybe gets the kill, actually, if it's not so far, if it's that distance. Oh, man, I honestly don't know where Aster can go from here. Like you said, they just need to split push, hope they don't get picked off. But, I mean, Ari, he's always on the prowl. He's looking for these constant grabs. Yeah,
they have ways to stop this split push. The fact that Ari has solo kill potential on some of these heroes, BKB is going to be used late by Monet. Ari says, okay, I got that out of you, but he waited to do the Sprout after the trample was down. So very smart move by Monet, making the most out of, well, a pretty bad situation for him through and through, but gets a kill.
Gets a kill, getting close to top net worth. Small gains.
Small incremental gains turn to big gains, Fogged.
Let's hope
that's
for
what
Aster.
we can hope.
Yeah. It's just not easy. Not easy by any means. Tomato just continues to kill it. Almost level 18. Yeah, and just the shard is just, it's so damn good this game.
I mean, Ari has been pretty big for these team fights and killing the supports, so taking a team fight right now is not the worst idea for Aster. Couldn't stop Bryle TPing in, and they're having a hard time killing Kasane. Like you're talking about, Monet's just going to die to Tomato every single time. You could assume that's going to happen. BKB from XXS does get used under the Static Storm and allows him to get that finishing blow onto Kasane and also gets him out. Not the same to be said about Pichu, though.
Well, I mean, now it's Monet's given more gold because he did get the recovery killer. So he joins back in. Tomato's like, thank you very much. Take those Deso stacks. I don't blame them for taking the fight, though. It's desperation mode really across the board for Aster.
It's kind of the same as the Roshan fight.
Yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Next WY is going to get picked off again. Ari and Bryle have the split push covered.
Bryle, I mean, he's making a statement in this series. Well, best of one game, but either way, he is massive. I mean, a game where he's playing versus like no stuns, he just has absolute free reign. Solo kill is so significant. He's level 20 on the Ember.
I like to see that. It makes me very hopeful for TSM because I always feel like Bryle, like I know Tomato's a beast.
Yeah,
I know he's going to be able to carry games. For me, it's a question whether or not Bryle, like, is his current play, is he able to do the same? Because sometimes I feel like he can. Other times I feel like, you know, he's a bit weaker. This is Bryle at, you know, pretty damn good form. Good disruption save there.
Yeah, Bryle has definitely proven multiple times where he can be the best player or perhaps maybe the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's had quite the growth over his career.
For sure. He's giving the dream opportunity this game on one of his best heroes, right? So,
you know what it is? It's like those those charts of progress where, you know, it goes up and then it goes down a little bit and it goes up, but like the trend overall has always been up for Bryle.
Absolutely, I agree. I like when he plays his special heroes. Like this is, like we said, like he's what, Grandmaster, or not quite Grandmaster, but Master Tier at the least. Goes for the Gleipnir, more split push action. He can now catch, you know, double ways to cancel TPs if people are split pushing. Aster, can they punish? He's so tanky his Lincolns.
They're just like are trying to take the outpost and Bryle's like, oh, you guys are there, huh? He just walks into them. He's like, yeah, I see you guys taking this outpost. You do not have the damage to kill me. He still had an illusion rune to be able to disjoint some stuff. He had so many things there.
He's toying with them at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, the long range impetus, max damage.
I didn't know Gleipnir would chase you too. That was pretty funny.
is under attack.
That is actually pretty cool. Never seen that before.
Yeah. I mean, Monet was a little late on it, but even if it hit, again, he would just pop the illusion rune and still jump away. Fully understanding his strength, or maybe fully understanding the weakness of Aster right now. XXS is like trying to go more damage, picks up a javelin.
It's yeah, full desperate mode. I'm really just enjoying the way the TSM has been playing. Lots of growth. Even just throughout this tournament, of course, we've called them TSM multiple different times, but this game, last game, they clearly have a great understanding of like who wants to tank, who wants to die, who wants to take the back foot in games. Like Kasani, he's 6-5 and 12, but his impact feels like amazing. It feels like all these deaths were pretty damn valuable for his team. Understands itemization, Greaves, Halberd, casual cloak. Now he's going for a heart. He's just like, yeah, they're just not going to be able to kill me at that point, so loving what I'm seeing. And for Aster, yeah, as we said, just disjointed. Absolutely disjointed in these last few games we've seen from them.
You know, the overall trend, I'm not going to say it's the Tundra trend, though obviously they're the biggest, they're the biggest proponents of building your lead more and more and more.
Hey.
Do you like that current state of Dota, or would you like to see that change? And if so, how would you even change that?
I mean, definitely the glyphs resetting and stuff like that make high ground a lot more difficult, right? I think that's one of the big ones that caused a lot of teams to play a little bit more farmy when they have an advantage.
Yeah.
But honestly, I know some people hate it. I like methodical Dota. I like when you see a team play just a super clean game and they're just like no mistakes around after they get a lead. I mean, yes, of course, the opposite is also incredibly entertaining, but something about just good Dota is a treat to watch.
Yeah, that's certainly what TSM are doing right now.
Can they get Bryle?
Getting pickoffs, and Bryle stepped a little bit too far forward, but it wasn't enough. Even still, Bryle taunting his way back to base.
Pushing the limits.
After them as his team cuts across with the smoke. I like that they just had a smoke in reserve maybe or something. Just made the fast move once Bryle saw all these heroes. And they do manage to catch Bobica. They gotten any more, then maybe they could have even gone high ground, but obviously right now they're just waiting for Roshan. Roshan for me is the big thing, right? It gives so much. There is such a potential down, like going high ground when Roshan could be up is such a game-losing move.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, what is actually the delete Roshan. There you go. Because then you have everybody stalling because they don't want to push without an Aegis or anything, right?
I mean, I love the idea that Roshan gives these Aghanim Scepters and shards and stuff, but it also means you're giving up such a huge net worth swing if you do, like, forsake Roshan in exchange for, you know, like, trying to go for a faster end on a game or something.
Definitely true. No, the addition of all of it is definitely very clever. This is just painful to watch for Aster.
Yeah.
Now they're trapped in the base. I believe, yeah, Tomato didn't call it out before, but he did go for the Ags, so he perma-blurred. So you have Ahri hunting on side lanes, you have Bryle forcing BKBs hunting side lanes, Tomato's pretty much invisible the entire time, catching any strays, catching anything he can. Aster. What can they get out of this one?
Once again, pushing out as a four-man squad and kind of just hoping that they run into the right hero because they don't have any vision to work with. The only vision they have is Treants, honestly.
And this is these are actually useful Treants, perhaps, as, the Roach is gonna spawn right afterwards. I was like, oh, Ahri's just gonna get the actual scout because of it, but they're gonna know it's up soon. There's a 1.5 minute timer or so the max duration still is about 90 seconds or so, I believe. So they should be able to check it out soon.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What's Monet got? I haven't checked in with him. Almost has AC. That is pretty massive. He'll have the AC for this next fight. So maybe he won't just get like 4-shot by PA like has happened in pretty much every single fight. He's also almost level 20.
All the play-by-play casters seem so hopeful. Lyrical's always looking for the silver linings. Always.
You know why? Because all of you analysts are so pessimistic.
Hey. That's Avery mostly.
That is Avery, yeah.
But definitely true, I am too.
That's Avery, Thrascal before him. He had that.
True.
He had that vibe.
Bryle brings the high ground.
Okay, see if they can burst down Ari, not let him get off his BKB. They do manage to do so. Of course, Tomato is still the big bad boss of this team fight. And does that actually manage to finish off Bobica? I'm sure somebody else will collect it. Kasane, nope, Bryle will take that kill instead. Beyond godlike for him, as he actually took both the kills away from Tomato.
And Monet's like, yeah, I'm not keeping in there, guys. Good luck. And he actually takes the mischance. So
look at Bryle. He's like, yeah, you guys got Roshan. He's already pushing in bottom lane. He's like not giving any space to Aster at all.
No. And Monet, he actually didn't go for the Sprout talent. Probably feeling that the game is in a pretty impossible space and he needs to Sprout himself so that the PA jumps and he has like that mist stuff that we've seen a couple people do.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea.
Trying to pull out pretty much anything because the game's just been impossible as XWY. Farewell.
Bye.
Bryle show. 11, 0, and 9. 23. Going for Shivas now also. More armor. Unkillable. He's been unkillable even more so.
Okay, TSM got that Aegis. Who got the shard, by the way?
I think they ended up giving it to Kasane.
Okay, I was about to say, they already had the Fan of Knives, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, Kasane's got it now.
Bryle also had picked it up a bit earlier as well, too. Which I'm glad I'm seeing people do more on Ember also. I love this shard.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
It's like, not only for the aggressive potential for all that, you know, for you just resetting your ability, but it's also when you die, right? You're able to just buy back, jump right back in the fight and stuff like that, too. Of course, didn't have to this game, but... Yeah, it's cool.
Doesn't apply to this game, but sometimes those Blink Dagger heroes...
Yep.
Just get screwed by that shard. So annoying.
Definitely true.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anyway, presumably this Aegis will be used to poke at the high ground, and we'll see what Aster does in response, how many buybacks they have to burn through in order to hold their high ground, or if they just crumble straight up.
Could be a situation where, I mean, it is their last hope, of course, so unlikely to just like GG out, but we did see like Monet earlier when he got like doomed. It just was like an instant GG out because they're just struggling.
Yeah.
All lanes forced in. Nowhere to go, Aster.
I mean, he completed the AC, and he's actually pretty close. It's about halfway to MKB, which is obviously extremely important against PA. Those two items, AC and MKB.
Small gains. Courier will get picked, but didn't actually have any items on it, so none of those components. TSM, I mean, they're being you might as well, at this point, just be as careful as possible. You're starting to get closer and closer to, I mean, they already have great item timings, but 25 Ember, what is it, PA has a near Satanic, so they're chilling. They know there's no need to really force issue. They can if it comes to them, but they know they got this one in the bag. And
their supports can be super impactful scaling-wise as well. I mean, Whitemon is trying to build up an Aghanim Scepter. It's going to be a ways away, but... The Halberd? Oh, Tomato almost managed to snipe that one.
Gets away.
But we'll get back to Bobica, so they will have one small answer to the PA. Bit by bit. Trying to build a wall.
The smallest baby steps I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. One baby step forward. 10 adult steps back.
Reminds me of when I'm walking with like Owen and Sheever. 10 of my steps is one of theirs, as I'm always struggling to keep up with them at any time.
I want to go for a walk. Oh god, it's like a jog.
Yeah, I mean, they
Radiance, why not? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just keep having fun. Definitely doesn't need a Radiance, but sure, why the hell not?
Is he not building Aghanim Scepter because he's got to get it from next Roshan?
Hey, if they want to be that patient and torture everybody, especially Aster.
And what if it's a refresher shard? Then you have to wait for the next Roshan.
25, Arcane Rune. I think it's time to go. Tomato.
Glimpsed him back. Bobica did have that Heaven's Halberd, so he was able to delay his death. The Sprout actually catches and gives Bobica a little bit more life. The disruption going down. Tomato's taking a decent amount of damage. They got to beware of that Aegis, though. Get this one kill. All right, and let's see if they can reset a little bit. Caught inside the Static Storm, though. Two of their heroes. XWY does have the BKB, so never mind.
See ya.
I was going to say he's able to get out, but never mind. Tomato now jumping to kill Monet as well. And all this time, Bryle is just racking up the damage in these fights. Yeah, Tomato's got the big, flashy, big crits going on, but Bryle is just constantly wearing him down.
And
Jump
Tomato?
away. They got him?
I think they got him.
All right.
There we go.
Hey, he doesn't have buyback. Go end the game.
Good luck, because Bryle, he's the real carry. Can they get more?
He's got 2 remnants. See if he can burn through his mana, maybe? Or he's going to run interference. He goes straight for Monet. Does actually have the pulverize on him, slamming him into the deck. Monet dies to Ari. Bryle gets away at the same time. Okay, that is a dieback for Monet, so they can't end the game, sadly.
They get some decent kills, but yeah, it costs them pretty much everything. And Bryle, now he's going to come back. And Monet, he was really the only answer for Bryle.
This is optimistic that they would be able to chain stun Bryle and anybody would be able to output the damage, maybe.
I mean, Kasani has a heart. He's just standing there.
Yeah, Bryle goes back in. Kasani's like, all right, you guys done? Not my turn now.
Hello.
Spirit Siphon, Static Storm, XWY just had his BKB come off cooldown again. I mean, Aster keep playing this long enough, and they might be able to win it. Bryle stuck inside.
Do they got him?
They think they do.
Okay.
Yay, that's another hero without buyback. Go in the game.
These are, I mean, XXS is becoming the carry, I guess. Okay. They've done, like we said, though, baby steps, right? Still small baby steps.
But production is currently, they accidentally hit the talkback. And currently, we jinxed it. yeah, you guys did jinx it indeed. Because Aster, they're going to be able to hold on to this game, and we're going to have to wait for another Roshan, likely.
It still was a baby step, though. You know, it was good. It's good stuff to be able to get these, because as you said, it was tons of buybacks, right? And it was TSM playing a little recklessly there.
Yeah.
Getting punished at the least. Aster, some small hopes for them.
Yeah, something to work with. I mean, what did the win percentage go to?
Shifted, like, I think it was 97 or something, so it shifted 7%.
Okay, not bad.
XXS, I mean, he got the most gold out of it, right? He got the kill streak, so he's got pretty much a full hex. And that maybe it is. You do see the reason why TSM was being super careful.
Yeah. I mean, buybacks and all this other stuff, they're just so impactful. Granted, TSM was not careful on their second go,
no.
where it was just Kasane and Bryle versus 4 heroes, but...
Bryle was really trying to push the limits because, you know, he ran out of remnants, so if he gets a kill, then he gets a remnant back, and then he can probably disengage and stuff like that, but will get punished for his efforts. Roche, 20 seconds. Aster still can't get their lanes too far out. And as we said, had to use so many buybacks, so if some of these heroes get caught, the game just abruptly ends in their face. So contesting the Roche still pretty unlikely. If they do go for it, and if they do see it when it spawns. And if it's a fast spawn. See how quick it's going to be. 5 seconds.
All right, smoke up, do the sweep, clear out any of these areas. Make sure you control, get some aggressive wards down, and when Roshan is up, go for it. It's going to be in a minute. Aster, doubtful that they're going to play for it because...
This setup, can they actually get Bryle, perhaps?
Oh, no way.
This would be pretty massive, but no.
Oh.
Ooh, hey, what a read. Cleared the wave, XXS uses the roll, and he's like, oh, damn. They seem aware. The sweep.
Oh, if they're not totally aware, they will be once this mid lane starts hitting the tier 3.
Aster do get at least one wave pushed out, and Monet will finish up that damage item.
I mean, they probably... Do they have all their neutrals? Probably not, I would assume, on Aster.
Don't believe they did, no.
Yeah, they're missing 2 of them still, so... Be nice for them to farm that ancient stack. There's the Scythe. Okay, so, I mean, your initiation, your single target control is pretty high if you can get that jump. A Scythe into Dragon Tail.
They've got to do it pretty much perfectly.
Dire's bottom
TSM,
tower is under attack.
they should go check the Roche. They should know that it's soon to be spawning, if not already. And which one is it? It's a refresher shard, so they do have to wait for Bryles. I can name his one for the next one, just kidding. He's hunting.
XWY got found there. Hit him with Gleipnir, but XWY ran up, and they thought he was going to run down. Nice little move.
He pulled their attention away from Roche, so it's going to take him a little bit longer to walk back over there. Aster, they're going to try to reclaim their triangle area here.
Did they get the gem? I think Pisha was thinking about buying a gem. Yeah,
Yeah, he
okay,
did.
so they're going to be able to check for all this area.
Oh, it's actually White Mons from earlier, so.
Oh, okay. TSM, of course, they feel very strong. They could just walk back up here, no problem. They're going to spot Bobica. Run him over real quickly. Bobica does manage to get away with the Ogre Steel Totem. That's pretty nice. Meanwhile, Bryle got caught by the scythe. They're going to try and Static Storm to stop this, but the damage is coming fast. Bryle is able to jump way over to the side, but the Purge finished him off. The Shadow Demon Purge killed him. He does have buyback. XXS, the rest of the team, they're all trying to get back to their base right now because Tomato is going on a rampage. He just ripped through that Dragon Knight.
Give it to him.
Oh my god, a rampage for Tomato, and the instant GG is called. Aster may have stalled and delayed this game, but TSM, they are inevitable.